The National Electrical Code, NEC, does not contain a specific rule that mandates a minimum distance of 5 feet between a water source and the edge of an electrical panel. However, several general NEC requirements can be interpreted to support the electrician's recommendation for maintaining a safe distance. NEC Article 110.26 requires electrical equipment to be located in a dry location. This means the equipment must be protected from exposure to water and other liquids. A kitchenette sink in a shoe store environment presents a potential risk of water splashing or spilling onto the electrical panel, which could compromise its integrity and create a safety hazard. NEC Article 408.3 D requires electrical equipment to be located in an area that is accessible for inspection and maintenance. Placing an electrical panel too close to a water source could hinder access for these purposes, particularly if water-related issues arise. While the NEC doesn't explicitly define a 5-foot buffer, maintaining a reasonable distance between the electrical panel and the sink is considered a good practice for enhancing safety and ensuring compliance with the general intent of the code. This helps minimize the risk of accidental water contact, which could lead to electrical shock or equipment damage. It also facilitates easier access for inspections and maintenance, allowing technicians to safely work on the panel without being exposed to potential water hazards. The electrician might be referring to local codes or ordinances that impose stricter requirements for the placement of electrical panels near water sources. Local jurisdictions often have their own amendments or interpretations of the NEC, which could include specific distance limitations. It is essential to consult with local building code officials to determine the precise requirements applicable to the specific project. They can provide clarification on any local regulations that may supplement or supersede the national code. To further clarify the NEC requirements related to electrical panel installations, it is helpful to understand the definitions and interpretations provided within the code itself. The NEC defines a dry location as a location not normally subject to dampness or wetness. It may be temporarily subject to dampness or wetness, as in the case of a building under construction, provided measures are taken to prevent moisture from entering the equipment. This definition highlights the importance of protecting electrical equipment from moisture, regardless of the specific source. The NEC also emphasizes the need for working space around electrical equipment. Working space is the area around electrical equipment that provides sufficient room for electricians and other qualified personnel to safely access and work on the equipment. This space must be clear and unobstructed, allowing for easy movement and manipulation of tools and equipment. The presence of a water source in close proximity to an electrical panel could potentially obstruct this working space, making it more difficult and dangerous to perform maintenance or repairs. In addition to the NEC requirements, other safety standards and guidelines may also influence the placement of electrical panels near water sources. For example, the National Fire Protection Association, NFPA, publishes standards related to electrical safety in the workplace. These standards may include recommendations for maintaining a safe distance between electrical equipment and potential hazards, such as water sources. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA, also has regulations related to electrical safety in the workplace. These regulations address the hazards associated with working with electricity, including the risk of electrical shock and electrocution. While OSHA does not specifically mandate a 5-foot distance between electrical panels and water sources, it does require employers to take steps to protect employees from electrical hazards. This could include measures such as providing training, using personal protective equipment, and ensuring that electrical equipment is properly installed and maintained. In the context of a commercial interior built-up for a shoe store, it is important to consider the specific characteristics of the space and the potential hazards that may be present. The kitchenette sink is a common source of water in commercial spaces, and it is essential to take precautions to prevent water from coming into contact with the electrical equipment. This can be achieved by maintaining a safe distance between the electrical panel and the sink, using splash guards or barriers, and ensuring that the panel is properly sealed and protected from moisture. It is also important to consider the potential for other water sources in the space, such as restrooms or cleaning areas. These areas should also be taken into account when determining the appropriate placement of electrical panels. To ensure compliance with all applicable codes and regulations, it is recommended to consult with a qualified electrical engineer or inspector. These professionals can assess the specific conditions of the space and provide guidance on the best practices for electrical safety. They can also help to identify any potential hazards and recommend appropriate mitigation measures. In summary, while the NEC does not explicitly require a 5-foot distance between water sources and electrical panels, it is a good practice to maintain a reasonable distance to enhance safety and ensure compliance with the general intent of the code. Local codes may have stricter requirements, so it is essential to consult with local building code officials to determine the specific requirements for the project. Additionally, it is recommended to consult with a qualified electrical engineer or inspector to ensure that all applicable codes and regulations are met. The concept of working space around electrical equipment, as defined by the NEC, is crucial for ensuring the safety of electricians and other qualified personnel. Adequate working space provides sufficient room for them to safely access and work on the equipment, reducing the risk of accidents and injuries. The dimensions of the required working space depend on the voltage of the equipment and the presence of any exposed live parts. For example, for equipment operating at 600 volts or less, the minimum working space is typically 3 feet deep and 30 inches wide. This space must be clear and unobstructed, allowing for easy movement and manipulation of tools and equipment. The presence of a water source in close proximity to an electrical panel could potentially obstruct this working space, making it more difficult and dangerous to perform maintenance or repairs. In addition to the minimum working space requirements, the NEC also specifies requirements for the headroom around the electrical equipment. Headroom is the vertical distance from the floor or platform to the lowest obstruction above the equipment. The minimum headroom requirement is typically 6 feet 6 inches, ensuring that electricians and other qualified personnel have sufficient headroom to work comfortably and safely. The presence of a water source in close proximity to an electrical panel could potentially reduce the available headroom, making it more difficult to perform maintenance or repairs. Proper grounding and bonding are essential for electrical safety, as they help to prevent electrical shock and electrocution. Grounding is the process of connecting electrical equipment to the earth, providing a low-resistance path for fault currents to flow back to the source. Bonding is the process of connecting different metal parts of an electrical system together, creating a common electrical potential. When a fault occurs in an electrical system, such as a short circuit, the fault current will flow through the grounding and bonding system back to the source. This causes the circuit breaker or fuse to trip, interrupting the flow of current and preventing electrical shock or electrocution. The NEC specifies detailed requirements for grounding and bonding, including the types of grounding and bonding conductors that must be used, the methods for connecting these conductors, and the testing procedures that must be followed. Proper grounding and bonding are essential for ensuring the safety of electrical systems and protecting people from electrical hazards. Electrical panels should be properly labeled to identify the circuits that they serve. This helps to prevent confusion and ensures that the correct circuit is de-energized when performing maintenance or repairs. The NEC requires that each circuit breaker or fuse in an electrical panel be clearly labeled with a description of the load that it serves. The labeling should be durable and easy to read, and it should be updated whenever changes are made to the electrical system. Proper labeling is essential for electrical safety and helps to prevent accidents and injuries. Overcurrent protection devices, such as circuit breakers and fuses, are designed to protect electrical circuits from damage caused by excessive current flow. When the current in a circuit exceeds the rating of the overcurrent protection device, the device will trip, interrupting the flow of current and preventing damage to the circuit. The NEC specifies the types of overcurrent protection devices that must be used in different types of electrical circuits, as well as the ratings of these devices. Overcurrent protection devices are essential for electrical safety and help to prevent fires and other electrical hazards. Arc fault circuit interrupters (FSIs) are a type of overcurrent protection device that is designed to protect against arc faults. Arc faults are dangerous electrical conditions that can cause fires. They occur when electricity jumps between two conductors, creating a high-temperature arc. SIs are designed to detect arc faults and trip, interrupting the flow of current and preventing a fire. The NEC requires SIs to be installed in certain types of electrical circuits, such as those that serve bedrooms and living rooms. SIs are an important safety device and help to prevent electrical fires. Ground fault circuit interrupters, GFCIs, are a type of overcurrent protection device that is designed to protect against ground faults. Ground faults occur when electricity leaks from a circuit to ground. This can happen when a person comes into contact with a live wire and a grounded object, such as a metal pipe. GFCIs are designed to detect ground faults and trip, interrupting the flow of current and preventing electrical shock or electrocution. The NEC requires GFCIs to be installed in certain types of electrical circuits, such as those that serve bathrooms, kitchens, and outdoor areas. GFCIs are an important safety device and help to prevent electrical shock and electrocution. Surge protective devices, SPDs, are designed to protect electrical equipment from damage caused by voltage surges. Voltage surges are sudden increases in voltage that can occur due to lightning strikes, power outages, or other electrical disturbances. SPD are designed to absorb or divert the excess voltage, protecting electrical equipment from damage. The NEC recommends the use of SPD in certain types of electrical systems, such as those that serve sensitive electronic equipment. SPD are an important safety device and help to protect electrical equipment from damage. Electrical panels should be inspected regularly to ensure that they are in good condition and operating properly. The NEC recommends that electrical panels be inspected at least once a year by a qualified electrician. During an inspection, the electrician will check for any signs of damage, such as corrosion, loose connections, or overheating. The electrician will also test the overcurrent protection devices to ensure that they are functioning properly. Regular inspections are essential for electrical safety and help to prevent electrical hazards. When working on electrical panels, it is important to follow safe work practices to prevent electrical shock or electrocution. Some safe work practices include wearing appropriate personal protective equipment, such as gloves and safety glasses, de-energizing the circuit before working on it, using insulated tools, and never working alone. Following safe work practices is essential for electrical safety and helps to prevent accidents and injuries. If you are not qualified to work on electrical panels, it is important to hire a qualified electrician. A qualified electrician has the knowledge, skills, and experience to safely and properly install, maintain, and repair electrical panels. Hiring a qualified electrician is essential for electrical safety and helps to prevent electrical hazards. The specific requirements for electrical panel installations can vary depending on the type of building, the occupancy, and the local codes. It is important to consult with a qualified electrical engineer or inspector to determine the specific requirements for your project. Following all applicable codes and regulations is essential for electrical safety and helps to prevent electrical hazards.